Hi everyone. So today I'm doing a follow-up on these watermelons. These are some of the ones that I planted from seed here, and I've actually gone through and redressed around the edges of this plant here with some other material because I kind of run a little too close to this with my lawnmower. I'm actually going to go through and mulch this. In the previous video I mentioned that I may or may not mulch them, but I'm going to go through and mulch because it's going to help keep the grass down around it, and then also I'm going to help out with the water retention and things here. So I'm going to talk about fertilization today too. And for these green leafy ones that don't have flowers on them yet, I'm going to use a nitrogen-based fertilizer, and I'll get into that in a moment. So here I have my nitrogen-based fertilizer. This is an organic fish fertilizer. It's from this company called Alaska, and it has an NPK value of 5, 1, and 1. So the 5 there stands for the nitrogen, the 1 for the phosphorus, and the 1 for the potassium there on the end. So it says to use 2 tablespoons per gallon of water. Here I have a 2-gallon watering can, so I'm going to use 4 of these tablespoons. I'm going to get these put in here, and then I'm going to get that mixed up with the water, and that's what I'm going to use to water my plants today, especially these ones that are more lacking in growth. I want to get them some more nitrogen so that they can get some more growth to them, because that nitrogen, it helps to feed the chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll helps to feed the plant. So right now as I'm watering this plant, I'm going to water a little bit away from the plant. I'm going to use this fish fertilizer, keep it around here, and I'm just going to go through and wet this mound. And I'm using the mulch that I put down too to kind of help me disperse the water as well a little bit away from the plant, and making sure that I get a good soak on that mound. So here I have 2 options for some fertilizers for your melons that have flowers on them. So for the melons with flowers, you want ones that you want fertilizers that have a higher phosphorus and potassium content than nitrogen, because you need good phosphorus and potassium for both the flowers and the fruit. So here we've got this Fertilizer organic natural mix. It had an NPK of 3 to 6 to 1. I'm sorry, 3 to 6 to 4. And here I have this Espoma organic garden tone, which has an NPK value of 3 to 4 to 4. And again, that first number is the nitrogen, the middle number is the phosphorus, and that last number is the potassium. So I was looking for things that had a higher phosphorus and potassium content than nitrogen, and that's what we're going to be using on these melon plants that have flowers. So before I go through and put my mulch, I had already started mulching it and then realized I needed to put down this granular plant food. We're going to take 1/3 of a cup of this for established plants and put it around the drip line. So I'll show you how to do that now. Alright, so we're going to go around the drip line of this plant. I'm just going to make a little trench here, and the drip line just goes out to the outer edge of the leaves. And so I have 1/3 of a cup here, which my wife and I were debating exactly how many tablespoons that was, and it's somewhere between 5 and 6. So this is about 5 tablespoons here. So we're going to go in and put this into the trench. And then I'm going to go back through and cover that up with soil and water it in. Alright, so before covering this, I'm actually going to go through and kind of scratch it in here a little bit. I'm doing my best not to disturb the roots of this plant. Right there around that drip line. And then we'll come through and cover that up with some more soil. Now I'm going to mulch this, and I'm going to use my non-fish fertilizer water to water it in. And as you're watering this plant too, you want to water away from the plant. You don't want to water the plant directly. Watering the plant directly cools the plant down and slows its growth, and actually on rainy days it can actually completely stop the growth of these plants. So again, we're going to water around this drip line, being careful not to directly water the plant.